The following is a presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report. Informative, entertaining, and real since 1998.
Hi, this is Lita, and you are watching the Pro Wrestling Report on My24 Milwaukee.
It's the Pro Wrestling Report PrimeTime Saturday night. We've got all the latest from WWE, Raw, SmackDown, Impact Wrestling, and more, including this week's Star of the Week versus the Events Center, and a huge announcement on how you can get tickets to Wrestlemania 29 tonight. The Pro Wrestling Report PrimeTime Saturday night starts right here, right now on My24 Milwaukee. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night. Davey Nelson sitting alongside David Hero. And welcome to the Pro Wrestling Report. Without shenanigans, let's get right to it and go into this week's WWE Raw Report. Raw this past Monday night came to us from Albany, New York, the capital of New York State. And let's go to the quick results of what happened in the show from a match perspective. Dolph Ziggler defeats Kofi Kingston in what was a tremendously spectacular wrestling match, followed by the Primetime Players defeating Zack Ryder and Santino Marella. Those two can't get a win lately on WWE television. Ryback gets a defeats The Miz, but does not get the Intercontinental Championship, as that was not on the line. I'm sorry, I was a little choked up.
That was more than just a defends or defeats. That was a squash match.
It was not a squash match. Stop it.
Ruined
what?
Just because your boy is going to be on the cover of the Survivor Series poster, you know what? That's a good spot for him because he's kind of been missing. You know, instead of a milk carton.
Wade Barrett defeats Tyson Kidd in a longer than needed matchup. Sin Cara, Rey Mysterio, and Sheamus defeat David Otunga, Alberto Del Rio, and Ricardo Rodriguez. What?
I just thought
the team of Eve and Beth Phoenix defeats the team of Alicia Fox and Layla. Do you remember when you said Alicia Fox was like Mr. Perfect?
No.
Fool.
I said she had.
Tensai defeats Brodus Clay. Actually, he doesn't defeat Brodus Clay. The Big Show defeats them both as he returns to Raw and punches out both Tensai and Brodus Clay.
It's a DQ.
Points don't count on Raw.
Yeah, you know.
However, the big story was coming out of WWE Raw, and that was the man standing tall face-to-face against CM Punk. His name is Ryback. We'll talk about that in a minute. But David Hero, the show started on Raw Monday night with CM Punk sitting in a chair and Paul Heyman speaking for him. This week on Raw, CM Punk was the most heelish he has been since this evolution of his character started a few months back. He delivered, and I think delivered very well in his efforts to be a bad guy this past Monday night.
I don't think CM Punk has done anything different from his pipe bomb deal a year ago as to where he is right now. It's just who his pipe bomb is being directed at.
True.
Everything he's saying is the same thing. He's just aligned himself with Paul Heyman, who everyone seems to hate.
Are you a Heyman guy?
I think Paul Heyman's very creative.
Do you think he's a liar?
I'm sure he has tendencies to be a liar. I mean, I heard ECW was ran out of the Bank of Spalding, but that's completely different. But I think with Paul Heyman and they make things that bounce. Spalding, basketball.
TikTok.
Yes. Anyway, so when you got Paul Heyman aligned with CM Punk, Heyman's also aligned with Brock Lesnar, who went after Triple H and John Cena, he's guilty by association. And then you throw in a Mick Foley.
Which was thrown in this past Monday night on Raw. Mick Foley, the surprise guest, he comes out and cuts one hell of a promo with CM Punk. You want to talk about compelling? You want to talk about selling a pay-per-view or a match? They did it in that ring Monday night with Foley and Punk.
There's no match even announced yet.
Exactly.
I mean, what Mick Foley did on Raw was reminiscent of Mankind and Cactus Jack before Mick Foley became Mick Foley. And that was fantastic. It definitely set the tone. You could almost see that it put a little bit of doubt in CM Punk's mind going forward with what he's been doing. Maybe he feels he's uncomfortable with the scenario he's in, but definitely laid groundwork for CM Punk to go a little more crazy.
That moment was when CM Punk said, "I've been WWE champion for 309 days." Mick Foley then launches from that comment and says, "I was champion for 29 days over my 3 reigns," and nobody remembers that. But what they do remember are the moments I created. And you, CM Punk, need that one moment. That was a critical statement.
And it's so true. I mean, you think of Mick Foley as the champion, there's so many things that cross through your mind. Whether it be his matches with The Rock or Triple H, SummerSlam, Jesse the Body Ventura. You know, there's so many different things during that reign. And CM Punk, he has blowing a kiss to Vince McMahon in Chicago. That's really about it right now.
And the pipe bomb. And
But
his great...
he wasn't champion then. We're talking about during his reign.
Foley didn't do those things during his reign.
I'm saying CM Punk blew the kiss to Vince McMahon in Chicago at Money in the Bank when he beat John Cena and left for 2 weeks. It's all about what you leave, your legacy, your perception. And right now, with the exception of the pipe bomb, which was before his first title, his most significant title reign.
You're romnifying already.
No, I'm not romnifying anything.
This has nothing to do with the title reigns. It was Mick Foley saying all this stuff he did was outside of his title reign, which had become irrelevant to his legend.
Right now, he's the champion.
But now you're only talking about the stuff Punk did while he was champion.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you just did.
Spinning everything around here. Just breathe.
Jerry Lawler returns to WWE programming this past Monday night in an interview from his home in Memphis. Jerry Lawler looking as great as one can after suffering a heart attack just 2 weeks ago. And Jerry Lawler with no timeline, understandably so, as to when he's going to return to WWE programming. We hear it probably won't be until early next year for all the right reasons. But it was great to see the King.
You know what?
In the flesh.
Keep him off until the Royal Rumble. What better way for the King to come back than at the Royal Rumble? But boy, he has a big throne in his house. I'm talking about...
It's like a Gilda Radner kind of thing.
And, I mean, you know, the King is the King. He looks fantastic. Good for him.
Team Hell No. The team of Daniel Bryan and Kane, they visited a diner, and I guess Harry met Sally. Because we saw things reminiscent of that movie, including a promo or a cameo by Mae Young. Great stuff with anger management again on Monday night.
Funny, haha. You had Kane's meatballs and Daniel Bryan's tossed salad. It's only on Monday Night Raw could you get that kind of stuff.
The ending of Raw. CM Punk hit with a lead pipe by John Cena. Goes backstage. Attacks Mick Foley. Goes back to get a little bit more from Mick Foley. But standing in his way is the man who defeated The Miz earlier in the night.
Crushed The Miz.
The man who wants to be fed more. Ryback. John Cena's injured. Out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, depending on who you ask. The replacement, seemingly, at least they wanted us to be left believing, was potentially Ryback.
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall in the creative meeting when they go to CM Punk and say, Punk, we want you to work with Ryback. I mean, come on. That's got to be a nightmare for CM Punk. He takes pride in being a wrestler's wrestler. And then he goes in with the... He's not even a bulldozer. He's a wrecking ball. He's the guy that hangs from a chain and goes back and forth and knocks buildings down. CM Punk is going to have his work cut out for him.
If that match does happen, but John Cena would say that he will be at Hell in a Cell and plans to be in that matchup, which isn't smart by any account. Given his injury and given the recovery time he actually probably should take versus what he may be forced to take.
When you have Ryback saving Mick Foley, you have big things ahead for him.
We talked extensively about this on our radio show Monday night, our online radio show, Monday Night Meltdown. You can hear more of our thoughts on Raw from this past Monday night. David Harrell, there's a lot more to discuss.
Ryback was my number 6 pick.
A lot more to discuss here on the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night, including the goings-on of last night's WWE SmackDown. We've got this week's Star of the Week versus, actually, we'll pit Ryback versus Goldberg. That ought to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Frank is back with the Events Center, and he's got guests again this week, and a major announcement as to how you can get tickets for WrestleMania 29 in, about 20 minutes. Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night continues right here on My 24 in Milwaukee.
Oh, man, I gotta go out tonight. What should I wear? Crap. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I haven't scored with this on yet. The old Super Friends. The old backup plan. Yep. Maybe make it a gun shirt. Oh, hey. Hi, I'm Kevin Nash. You're watching PWR on Milwaukee's 24. How do I look? Super, huh?
Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night here on My 24 Milwaukee. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero. It's a huge week, David. Big announcement about Wrestlemania 29. We're giving you something that nobody else can give you at this time. A great opportunity coming up later in the program.
Kaz pulled this off. He's got those deep pockets and longer arms.
WWE SmackDown last night. Some goings on from that, including the main event on the SmackDown side of things for Hell in a Cell was determined. But let's go to the quick results first, ladies and gentlemen. Antonio Cesaro defeated Santino Marella. The United States Championship was on the line. However, Santino not able to get it back from Antonio. Beth Phoenix beat Natalya. Now, after this matchup, Beth Phoenix would be suspended by Eve Torres, only to be reinstated later in the night by Booker T and Teddy Long. Shenanigans going on there with Beth Phoenix. Great matchup, though, between Beth and Natalya.
Well, two best friends getting in the ring for the first time ever.
Wade Barrett defeating Zack Ryder. His losing streak continues. The Miz is back for another Miz TV. This time his guest is Sheamus, but Vicky and Dolph Ziggler wanted to play as well in the Miz's domain, if you will. And Sheamus ends up cleaning house after that segment. Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow, you know, the Rhodes Scholars, defeated, dominated, and destroyed the Usos. Ryback did actually have a squash match, as opposed to the one he had on Monday night against The Miz, squashing Tensai this past Friday night on SmackDown. That's a real squash. Randy Orton versus Big Show. Main event for the night. The winner gets Sheamus at Hell in a Cell. And Big Show wins that matchup, defeating Randy Orton. Alberto Del Rio with shenanigans in that matchup again. David Hero, it's Big Show, who returned on Monday night on Raw, versus Sheamus in a cell at Hell in a Cell on pay-per-view.
Why is it a Hell in a Cell match? There's no real heat there. There's no hatred. There's no big feud going on for the big blow-off.
It should be ADR, huh?
You know, no. I mean, you know what?
In this case.
I have no problem with Big Show and Sheamus. I think it's going to be a good match. It's another way of elevating Sheamus to make him a stronger champion, just in case Dolph Ziggler does catch in that briefcase and beat him to become champion. But right now, like I said a week ago, Sheamus is the number 2 guy in that company, with Punk and Cena being tied for number 1. It's just he's on his way, and he should go on and defeat Big Show at Hell in a Cell.
How about the team now known, or the faction now known as Encore? Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal, Drew McIntyre. I see winning. You got the Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow.
I like the Rhodes Scholars. Creative name. It's amazing how they stopped that singles push of Damian Sandow and paired him up with Cody Rhodes.
But doesn't a single sometimes come better out of a tag team than as a single?
Only a few guys have done that. You know, and that's Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. And,
True.
You know, but boy, interesting. Just interesting how both guys getting strong single pushes. So I'm guessing now Cody no longer cares about the masks.
He's gotten over it.
With Sin Cara and Ray Ray?
He got over it. We talked. He's fine.
Oh, you guys figured that out, huh?
Yeah. It's fine.
Tremendous.
Well, in this case, it seems to make sense, though, that Alberto Del Rio be the opponent for Sheamus so they could end this thing.
It's been
in Hell in a Cell.
It was ended last pay-per-view. You know what? They just need to.
It was controversial. No. The Brogue Kick was reinstated moments before the matchup.
And that's fine. It works. You know, there's other controversial things going on around here.
Such as?
We'll talk about that off camera.
I'm sure we will. Anyway, SmackDown last night. Again, some good wrestling action. And Beth Phoenix She fired, she hired, depending on where you read. Beth Phoenix has requested a release from WWE. The suspension last night seemingly was a way to get there. However, they reinstated her, so
you know what
what's going on with that?
Beth Phoenix obviously on her way out of the company. You know, when you stop dating a top guy.
Well, she is dating a top guy.
Well, but not the old top guy she used to date. Things never end well. Ask Mickey James.
Kind of recently returned. That's last night's SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's time to go to our dear friend Frank Cosentino, the Cos, who is over in Studio B in the Events Center.
Studio B.
And while tonight is the GLCW Loudmouth Show in Cedarburg, Wisconsin, coming up on October 20th, another big show. Let's talk about the details of that. Cos, take it away.
PWR Events Center. I'm the Cos, folks. 2 wrestling organizations coming together. Saturday night, October 20th in Racine. It's Great Lakes Championship Wrestling. It's Billy Corgan's Resistance Pro Wrestling. 3 huge main events. Folks, it's point of no entry. NWA World Champ Scrap Iron Aaron Pierce will be taking on Rhino. Great Lakes Championship champion Al Snow will be taking on Armando Estrada, who is joining us once again in the Event Center.
Al Snow, you and I go way back. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't know this, but you're the man that trained me. You're the man who gave me my break in this wonderful industry that we call professional wrestling. You're also the man that I defeated at Blizzard Brawl 2010 for the GLCW Heavyweight Championship. And amigo, I never lost the title. I'm the uncrowned king. And October the 20th in Racine, I'm coming back to take what's mine. Because I am pro wrestling. I am sports entertainment. My name is Armando Alejandro Estrada. And I'm just better than you. Ha ha.
Now, Armando, what is your strategy in this matchup, and how do you plan on leaving Racine as the new GLCW champion?
I know Al Snow better than his wife knows him. As a matter of fact, I go so far back with Al. Hey, let's just say this, by hook or by crook, I'm walking out of Racine with my GLCW championship, amigo.
Strong words from Armando Estrada. That's going to be a great matchup, folks. Tickets on sale at Ticketmaster.com and the Racine Civic Center box office. They're just $10. 3 huge main events Saturday night, October 20th at the Racine Civic Center point of entry. Now, don't forget, Blizzard Brawl 8, Saturday, December 1st. Already signed, Rikishi Too Cool, Al Snow, The Honky Tonk Man, Billy Gunn, Terry Runnels, Robbie E., Hacksaw, Jim Duggan, Demolition, Funaki, and more. Tickets start at just $10. Head over to BlizzardBrawl.com. Blizzard Brawl 8 at the Waukesha County Expo Center.
Matthew, this week on Sudden Impact Radio, we're talking about the Impact show that went off the air for tonight, September 27, 2012. And again, the big takeaway is going to be what happened with the Aces and Eights, the interaction between Hulk Hogan, the man they call Sting, who came back this week as well, and more interaction between them and the club called Aces and Eights. It's it's a club, it's a clubhouse. Again, you don't hear fear struck into the heart of somebody that says clubhouse, but that's how the biker world works. The guys hang out at a clubhouse, and it's as menacing as you can think. And these guys are not taking any prisoners, pun intended. No joking around, Matthew. What did you think about Aces and Eights this week and the progression in the story between Hogan, Sting, Aces and Eights, and Joseph Parks?
It continues to build interest. I'm still waiting on that big reveal, that big payoff to see who these guys are. The scenes that took place at the clubhouse, a little bit over the top for me. I would honestly have preferred a little more of that to go down in the Impact Zone. It would have a little more of a realistic feel to me instead of these vignettes that are taking place with the kidnapped Sting and the kidnapped Hulk Hogan. That being said, it's further progressing the storyline. You still want to buy the pay-per-view and tune in each week to see who these guys are and where they go from there. At the end of the day, with Aces and Eights, I want to know who they are, and I want to be surprised. So if you can get past the quote-unquote cheese factor that you have at times with the Aces and Eights storyline, I think there's still interest there for most viewers.
Yep, exactly. And, we had a little bit more progression with James Storm and Bobby Roode. Not a ton between them as far as, their individual interaction, but we did learn that Hulk Hogan was going to make that a street fight again, this time for the pay-per-view and this time at Bound for Glory. And with a special enforcer this time, it'll be King Mo from the MMA world who's planning on doing both. He's going to get into a little mixed martial arts, and he plans on competing in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. What do you think of the interaction between King Mo and James Storm, Bobby Roode, in their gimmick street fight match?
A story that has been progressing for the last year with this Roode Storm feud. A match, when it was made last week, I was very excited about. A match that I don't necessarily feel needs a gimmick in the form of a street fight, and that I don't feel needs another gimmick in the form of a special enforcer. If you're going to bring King Mo in, I think he's best reserved for a match that does not already have the intrigue and the build that this match does.
Yeah. Those are the final thoughts of Impact this week. Again, make sure you're tuning in to Sudden Impact Radio every week, right after Impact goes off the air, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Central, with Matthew Thomas, the real Matthew Thomas, on Twitter, and at WCW Meathead, the man they call Meathead, right here on Blog Talk Radio.
Thank you, Kaz, on TV here in Milwaukee, and for those of you online, Meathead and Matthew, brand new TNA television champion. Devon done gone.
Well, absolutely, he's gone.
Speaking of champions, the champion of wrestling pay-per-view events, Wrestlemania 29, comes to New York, New Jersey on Sunday, April 7th, 2013. And David Hero, we are pleased to share with you now that you can join the Pro Wrestling Report broadcast team at Wrestlemania 29 at MetLife Stadium in our exclusive section. Oh, we've got a whole section of the arena, David Hero, for all of our great fans.
Oh, no.
A whole section of the arena.
It's a VIP section.
It is a VIP section, club seats, very comfortable seats, bigger seats than normal. And guess what you also get access to? The club suite. So it might snow on April 7th. Hopefully it won't, but if it does, you can still watch the event from inside a suite. It is Sweet and Sexy, New York, New Jersey.
Are you bringing your trophy with you?
April 7.
There in the VIP?
April 7, 2013. Reserved parking, dedicated access, private club, guest entry into the stadium. You don't have to wait in line behind everybody else. You get your own entry into the stadium. It's a heated concourse, got climate-controlled lounges, comfortable seating, flat panel TVs, upscale cuisine offerings available to purchase, and wider cushion seats with cup holders. And on top of all that, you get to watch it with me and Linda Kay, this guy, and even Justin LeBar and Josh Eisenberg from WrestleZone and CSR are going to be there with us.
Those two jokers are coming also?
Absolutely, they're going to be there with us.
Is he going to be there?
You know, he has not yet committed. He's got a lot going on in his event center, apparently. But it doesn't stop there. You know, tickets for WrestleMania 29 go on sale November 10th. Not if you watch this show. right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Right
PWRshow.com. Right now, you can buy your tickets for the VIP PWR section at MetLife Stadium for WrestleMania. Buy them before they go on sale. Know exactly where you're going to sit. Right now, PWRshow.com. And those of you who buy those tickets right now at PWRshow.com will also get complimentary admission to the Shenanigans events.
Oh, my gosh.
On Friday and Saturday nights.
Shenanigans parties?
The Shenanigans Party on Friday and Saturday night before WrestleMania as part of the Pro Wrestling Report WrestleMania weekend. All that for one price.
Too much.
And an early ticket. Right now, PWRshow.com. Oh, by the way, limited quantity, so don't wait. Get them while they're hot. Only a few available there.
Don't wait, participate.
Don't wait, participate. And in case I didn't go over it well enough, let's take a look at what's in store for you as part of the PWR WrestleMania 29 Sweet and Sexy.
Everything?
Yes, for everything. That's what that one ticket price includes. You get tickets to WrestleMania before anybody else gets them. You get club suite access. You get club seats. You get to sit and watch WrestleMania with us and all the other greatest fans in the world in our own section at MetLife Stadium. It's a deal you can't get anywhere else. Available right now, PWRshow.com. Sweet and Sexy New York. And remember, these tickets don't go on sale to the public until November 10th, but you can get them right now at PWRshow.com. We expect them to be gone by tomorrow, so please don't wait. Head on over to PWRshow.com to get your tickets, limited quantities. And by the way, we are on the cusp of announcing the main event for the Shenanigans Party. Just waiting for a couple of splotches of ink to dry.
A few more T's to dot and I's to cross.
But there will be a lot of eye candy at Shenanigans this year. We didn't have any girls last year. The one showed up late.
There were tons of girls last year.
Talent.
Oh, well, yeah, the other one, yeah, she did show up late, didn't she?
Limited quantities. Sweet and Sexy New York. Available right now at PWRshow.com. But there's so much still to come right here on this very program, including Ryback versus Goldberg. And this guy's Star of the Week. The Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Saturday night continues right here on My 24 Milwaukee.
WWE Diva Eve Torres, and you're watching PWR on My 24 Milwaukee.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime. What is so funny? What is your problem?
You know what? It's just you.
We're almost out of time here, and Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero, and it's time now to go to this week's Versus, where we put a star yesterday versus a star of today, and it could not be a better week than to pick Ryback to go up against what a lot of people like to chant when he's wrestling. Goldberg.
You know what? This match
Goldberg.
would be as amazing as Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. You know what? Goldberg's not going to give Ryback anything in this match whatsoever. it's going to simply be a time limit draw because neither guy
Really?
is going to. Absolutely.
No jackhammer?
You know what? Goldberg is the bigger star of the two. He has more experience. He'd probably win the match, but I can't see either guy giving either guy anything going forward.
A draw.
It's a draw. Yeah, how about that?
Well, one other thing that should be a draw, at least in all of our memories, shortly after it happens, this guy's star of the week, ladies and gentlemen, David Hero, take it away.
This week's PWR star of the week.
You can't top last week, by the way, when this guy, two thumbs, this guy, was the star of the week.
But
that was your best pick yet.
This week's PWR star of the week is the former GLCW champion. He's the guy with the sock down his pocket, on the front of his pants. Mick Foley comes out and delivers a promo of promos that he hasn't done in quite some time. He wasn't going into business for himself. He pretty much kept that storyline going, putting doubt in CM Punk's mind, and got the crowd behind him one more time. Mick Foley, this week's PWR Star of the Week.
Chances of Foley being in a Hell in a Cell match come up next month.
As a referee, absolutely.
Mick Foley, this week's Star of the Week from David Hero, ladies and gentlemen. I want to remind you, head on over to PWRshow.com right now. Get your tickets for Wrestlemania 29. It's an exclusive opportunity to join us at WrestleMania in our VIP section of MetLife Stadium. Tickets are going fast, I'm sure, already, so don't miss out. I want to thank you, David Hero, for joining us. Also, the Kaz, Armando Estrada, for being our guest in the event center, and Meathead and Matthew Thomas for all of us, and that one as well. This is Damian Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in to the Pro Wrestling Report, Primetime, Saturday night.